Okay, here, this one I kind of want to real quick. Before getting to the substance of this chapter, let me make one more rather blunt remark. There is simply never a good reason to leave the church. Never. Good reasons to criticize church people, plenty. Legitimate reasons to be angry with corruption, stupidity, careerism, what is that word? Cruelty, greed, and sexual misconduct on the part of leaders of the church, you bet. But grounds for turning away from the grace of Christ in which eternal life is found. No, never under any circumstances. That's number one, it's a threat. And then number two, it's just a lie. I mean, I left the
Well, the
Catholic
church doesn't
Church.
even believe that, though. The church doesn't even believe that. Read Vatican II. You can be
I know.
anti-Vatican II all you want. Okay, fine. Read Pope Francis's most recent remarks on faith and morals, by the way, part of the ordinary magisterium. But read his stuff. The church doesn't even believe this. They only believe this when it comes to the sex abuse scandal. They don't believe this any other time. They'll tell you all day long. Muslims are your brothers and sisters. Jews are your Muslims brothers and sisters. Methodists are your brothers and sisters. Baptists are blah blah blah. There's entire things around making sure they know we don't believe they're going to hell.
It's
There's
crazy.
all these things, but when it comes to the sex abuse scandal, that's when this comes out. And another funny thing, and this is one of those,
You got
wear
it,
your
Alex.
blinders and realize I'm speaking once again from a position. I'm not like, oh, I'm so smarter than all of you guys. I'm up in my tower. No. But all of this only makes sense if you sit down and agree to the presuppositions you have to agree to. And it's one big circular argument, right? So this presupposition's in the Bible. Show it to me. And then they show it to you, and you go, well, it doesn't like plainly say that. Yeah, but that's how it's interpreted. According to who? The church. Why do we blah 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 blah? It's a one big circular argument, and they don't realize how silly all of this sounds. It sounds silly. It sounds silly. It's all silly. And I don't care how many times you quote so and so saint that said never leave the church. And then you find out that the way they were speaking about the church had nothing to do with the institution. You when you go back and see then what they thought, how they described the church, it was nothing like Barron is. Barron's talking about not leaving the institution. He's saying to shut up, go sit in your pew every Sunday, laugh at the priest's dumb joke, tithe. That's what it's really about. Okay. And
Wow.
it makes sense though, because the church, like every other institution, has to survive. It's the same way with car manufacturers. It's the same way with any other business, right? They're making a business decision, right? Don't leave Apple because if you go to Android, all your shit's going to get lost. Okay. Your pictures and your apps and your save. It's the same thing. Okay. You've got to read like it's that's why it's so nauseating is that this only comes up when it comes to the abuse crisis. And it's just so silly. It's goofy. It's just goofy. The
There,
Eucharist is the single most important reason. Eucharist is a weapon.
yeah, therefore, let me state it bluntly. The Eucharist is the single most important reason for staying faithful to the church. You can't find it anywhere else,
And the church
and
doesn't
no
even believe
wickedness
that.
on the part of priests or bishops can affect it. I mean, I became Orthodox. I mean, and the Catholic Church accepts
Yes.
our our liturgy as valid, and but we have married priests who are, fathers and husbands. But so I read that and I was like, what?
Once again, though, the church doesn't even believe that. The church does not even believe that. Okay. Look at Francis on the Lutherans.
It's all
All
threats.
right. Whenever we make whenever the hammer hits and they validate um uh the ordinations of certain Anglican sects and Lutheran, it's gonna absolutely like shock these people. Okay, I mean, but yeah, I mean the church doesn't even believe that. You can't find me a document of the past however many years, at least in modern times, that plainly says that they don't believe that.